But then, just a minute, ma'am, I'll answer all your questions. Gee, I will answer all your questions. Maybe on this platform or anywhere, ma'am. Can you bear with me? So, what happens that, I tell you one thing, have you ever pondered, now today only, ma'am, there is a father who raped his daughter. Have you ever, has it shocked your parental conscience? No. We all brush it out as thinking it's a societal problem or a police problem. What happened day before yesterday? I and Mr. Commissioner, we were trying to downplay the fact that the servant of 21 years, he had led an assault on the woman, 81-year-old woman. We downplayed it. Even to the media, I said that if you want to report, it is not in good taste. It is not in good taste. Simply 81-year-old and reading about her. It only shows where our society has gone to. But then that man didn't have any idea of guilt. He's shouting, screaming at the top of the voice in the court of law that he has done it. What do you do? What do you do when the son-in-law has all kind of relations with the mother-in-law? What do you do, ma'am? It's all dirty, ma'am.
No, but how do you control your own voice?
Yeah, exactly, ma'am. We have a vigilance department, we have a public grievances system. Anything. You see, if I tolerate anything wrong, or any police officer senior, if we tolerate anything wrong, probably we are sowing the seed of a dirty society. We are equally conscious, ma'am. It's not that by donning on this uniform, we become insensitive, we get ostracized from the society. We are equally concerned. We are much more concerned.
So may I ask you one question?
Just a second. I'll answer because you are asking the same issue again and again. That answer is not coming. We have, our business unit is very proactive. We have been registering cases against our officers, arresting them, dismissing them. Any indiscretion which comes to our notice after due inquiries, strictest punishment is being given. And for your information, in the next 1 or 2 days or 3 days, perhaps we are going to advertise our 1064. I can tell you, 1064 is our vigilance helpline. Anybody who has a grievance against any police officer, whether of harassment, any other non-registration of cases, or even corruption, can lodge his report, her report, with 1064. And we are also going to give facility on this to send us the audio, video clip of any demand of money. So we are conscious of this fact that our officers can act indiscreetly, and we are taking very strict action. This year we have already registered 14 criminal cases against our officers. Organizations try to protect their persons, we don't try to protect.
This is wonderful, sir. We would like to spread this. We would like to spread this. No. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She had 20 people wanting questions. Please. Yes.
Please allow me to say two suggestions that we have to work out.
Wait, please. Let me equally go for here also.
No, it's not a question, by the way.
Sir, I'm Shilpi Arora. There has been amendment in CRPC in 2013, where a lot of changes have taken place in criminal law. Many of us may not be aware about that, in which some sections are, even the police officer who doesn't register your case can be convicted up to the 6 months to 1 year. So what are the action done by Delhi police to publicize that particular, the amendment in CRPC, so that people know stalking, staring are also punishable crimes? So, why shall
we brought these booklets also to be distributed to you. It has all the legal.
But most of the people are not aware, especially the school girls, college girls, who are the really victims of all this. They are not aware. So, what action police is taking to publicize that?
Yes, we are going to schools distributing these pamphlets so that they know it.
And this is where we seek your cooperation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we do as much as we can.
And we need the media's cooperation also to highlight the successful ones which the police
Secondly, because of this amendment, you have seen the number of cases going on.
Yeah, cases are increasing, and this is quite...
Because police personnel sitting at the police station, they have to comply with that. That is why this compliance is being done at each police station. That is why a minor incident of harassment, sexual harassment, is registered in the verbatim as the complaint is saying.
In your annual
That is
thing,
why
if
the
you
number
could-
is going
in your
up.
annual thing, if you could
Yeah.
include that, how many officers have been convicted, who have
do
not
it,
taken
ma'am.
action? Yeah, that could be
We do it,
there.
ma'am.
Thank you.
There was a, yes. Please just, my request is that if you already asked a question, then don't raise your hand. Thank you.
So my question is to Mr. Wasi. सर आपने खुद अभी कहा कि बहुत कम क्राइम रिपोर्ट्स अगेंस्ट वुमेन रजिस्टर्ड होते हैं, 80% अनरजिस्टर्ड होते हैं. सो डू यू थिंक देयर इज अ नीड इन द पुलिस फोर्स कि आप सेंसिटिव एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स वुमेन हो आपके पुलिस
Mr. Jagadish, I'm sorry, you are repeating the question.
सर, ताकि जो औरतें जो क्राइम उनके साथ हो रहा है जब वो अपने घर की दहलीज नापे बालांगी तो उन्हें पता हो दरवाजे के पीछे कोई है जो उनकी बात सिंपैथी से सुन रहा है.
मैम आपने ये एक सवाल रेज किया, मैं इसके बारे में हालांकि मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन मैंने उसका एक कि there are certain areas where the women are far more vulnerable than the normal women as far as crime is concerned. जैसे कुछ slums हैं या कुछ और इस प्रकार की कॉलोनीज है जहाँ पे जो women हैं वो अनपढ़ हैं, उनके साथ में उनके पति भी मारपीट कर लेते हैं.
जब वो घर में होती हैं जो उनके अगल बगल में लोग होते हैं वो भी उनको कई बार हरास करते हैं. तो वो एरियाज हमने कॉल इट क्राइम मैपिंग, कि जहाँ पे वीमेन वल्नरेबल हैं उन एरियाज में हमारी स्पेशल पेट्रोलिंग है. उन एरियाज में हमने बीट ऑफिसर्स अपार्ट फ्रॉम मेन वीमेन बीट ऑफिसर्स भी इंट्रोड्यूस किए हैं ताकि वो
उससे जाए, उससे मिले, उनसे एक रास्ता कायम करें, एक आपस में एक संपर्क कायम करें जिसमें महिला अपने दुखड़े को बताने के लिए उसमें एक कॉन्फिडेंस पैदा हो. तो ऐसे में फिर जहाँ जरूरी होता है वहाँ पे हम एनजीओ को इन्वॉल्व करके, जहाँ पे जरूरी होता है कि खुद काउंसलिंग करके, चाहे घर में वाली पति थोड़ा शराब पी के हल्ला करता है, मारता है, तो उसको पर महिला ये भी कहती है कि मैं अपने पति के खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई नहीं चाहती. तो ऐसे में फिर कई बार पति को धमकाना पड़ता है. तो हमारी जो लड़कियां हैं, जो हमारी लेडी ऑफिसर्स हैं, वो पति को धमका के आती हैं, इधर उठा के बंद कर दें. तो इस प्रकार के जो तकरीबन हमारी 200 से ज्यादा बीट्स हैं जहाँ पे लेडी ऑफिसर्स आज की तारीख में दिल्ली शहर में जो इस तरह के एरिया में जाती है, वो उनका महिला से कॉन्फिडेंस पैदा करना है, उनकी समस्याओं का पता करना है ताकि स्पेसिफिक पुलिसिंग स्ट्रेटेजीज डिजाइन की जा सके.
Thank you, sir. My question is, the training program, is it available on the website?
Ma'am, we'll put our module. It's a very good suggestion. We have a module in the in our basic training. All our refresher training programs include a module on gender sensitization. Whatever we are teaching, we'll put it on our website.
Can I add to this?
Because we carry a lot of women during night shifts and call centers and all. Now, there was a directive that even if there is a car, there has to be security guard with them. Now, if there are three people in a car, there is a driver and there has to be a guard. And that becomes quite difficult. We take the next question. So the training program will take care of the self-defense for those also.
Sorry, you are talking about self-defense training program. I thought you were talking about gender sensitization. As far as self-defense training program is concerned, what we do is orientation.
Okay.
आप जो एक सवाल रेज कर रहे हैं कि obviously there are some instructions for the benefit of others. This is the BPOs. Women work late till late hours. We have issued instruction to the BPOs and call centers that when they drop the women back to their places, the last person to be dropped should not be a woman. If there is a male and man and women both are there for the BPO, the last person to be dropped should not be a woman. But if there are only women, then apart from the driver, there should be a security personnel also traveling, See, the objective is that a single driver perhaps can misbehave. If you have a security vetted security guard, then perhaps the driver will not misbehave. And two persons in all probability will not misbehave, particularly if the driver is also security vetted. If you are sure of the character and antecedents of the driver, if you are sure of the characters and antecedents of the security guard, even if the woman is traveling, you can be rest assured. You see, many women who travel from airport to the city, nowadays the taxis at the airport are driven by drivers whose antecedents have been verified by police. They travel alone. So objective is to enhance, do anything which can contribute to the security. So by adding a security guard, you are adding to the security.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I need to close it because they. No, I'm sorry. We need to close it, ma'am. I cannot ask.
You can separately approach us.
Now we are going to have one last question, and then I have one last question on behalf of Flo for Ms. Lekhi, which I will ask on behalf of our organization to her, and of course which is of interest to our eminent panelists as well. So the one last question by someone, shall we give it to a gentleman? The one gentleman who's putting up his hand. Are you from the press?
Delhi is the safest city.
I'm so sorry, 1 second. Are you from the press?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I think the commissioner said he will be talking to you separately. One last question. Neelam, you want to ask a question? Because I made a mistake. You don't want to, right? Okay. Yeah, Madhu Gloria.
This is a question on street reality. A street reality question of today. Since we were on transport in the last question. In Delhi, when someone approaches a rickshaw, or auto rickshaw to take a ride, more often than not, they are refused. I'm not talking of women or men, it could be women. And we know that it has can have terrible ramifications. What is it that we can do, and what is the Delhi police doing so that we can ensure that the auto rickshaw actually takes the person to sensitize the auto rickshaw, and also what steps can the passenger take to bring this to...
Ma'am, this is a very good, for women it is extremely important, this question. I'll just, see, as far as auto rickshaws are concerned, if they refuse, we have been chalaning them for refusal. And we have now, recently we launched an application. You can download this cell phone based application, particularly all those who have got smartphone. They can download this application on Google Play Store and also on the Windows Play Store as well as on the Apple Store. And you see this application, one of the features of this application is taxi auto fare. If you are not sure of the auto fare or the taxi fare from one location to another location, if you click on this icon, you can. Once you feed the information, you will know, okay, the approximate fare is this much. And then there is another feature which talks of update. Once you click on this icon, this screen opens up. A screen opens up which says the vehicle number, driver name, which obviously you will not have. It's not a compulsory approach. Vehicle number is compulsory. Location of incident, date, whatever. And your email address. So this complaint will be lodged. And then the auto driver will be challan for refusal, or the taxi driver will be challan for the refusal. Then of course, apart from this, you can always ring up. We have our helpline. For instance, we have a traffic helpline 1095. If you want, you can file a complaint on 1095. You can even file a complaint on 100 or on 1091 also. Yes, it is a very serious problem. The auto rickshaws and taxis, at times, they deny when a passenger goes to them to proceed as per passenger's desire. We are aware and we have been challaning them heavily. And this is not a grievance, and this grievance was exploited by certain sections.
There is one more, sir has already said, there is one more issue which we have raised in this regard. In Delhi, actually, the number of auto rickshaws is around 80,000. Whereas in Bombay, the number of auto rickshaw taxis is more than 2 lakh. So there is a gap between demand and supply. That is one more issue. Refusal, because there is a less number of auto rickshaws, so they tend to refuse. In Bombay city, there are around 3 lakh taxis. In Delhi, there is around 80,000 auto rickshaws. That is one reason of refusal. So we have raised this issue with the transport department also to increase the number of this. There is a cap here to increase the number of auto rickshaws in Delhi city. And then we do crime mapping. Say, for example, you are moving around Vasant Vihar, Vasantpur Mall. You will see we have a monthly system of monitoring. We monitor monthly basis and then they do redeployment accordingly. But it is a solid basic issue. The big issue is this gap between demands.
The press is requested to meet the esteemed officers on their own later. This is an opportunity for the members of FLO. So, one last question on behalf of FLO.
Poonam Sharma wants to ask.
Okay. Poonam Sharma.
Kiran, I just have a request to make. Police officials, please adopt East Delhi. We are being ignored.
Thank you. Poonam Sharma.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, there are any suggestions. Is there a system in which we can have a system of rewarding and awarding for rewarding and awarding police officers or giving special points of promotion in case some officers have done special work with women's issues?
We have a system. We do have a system.
One last question. One question regarding the
Special promotion.
Okay, one last question regarding the helplines, please, and please put your hands down because I'm becoming a villain of the piece. Thank you so much.
Mr. Bassi has given so many helplines. Like the US, can we not have just one helpline that can be directed to all the concerns?
Ma'am, as well as women are concerned, 100 is one, and 1091 is another.
So you just said 1064 regarding the taxes.
That's for business. That's for registering complaints. If you have any complaint of corruption, what is 1064?
Thank you so much.
One question from
No, I'm sorry, we have to wind up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. One last, please, they are not going away. You can meet them later and talk to them. One last question to Ms. Lekhi on behalf of FLO.
Please seated.
Because we haven't finished
yet. We really appreciate your kind cooperation. Thank you so much. Please be seated. Thank you.
Ms. Lekhi, Nirbhaya Fund today was at least committed in the budget of 2013-2014. It has perfectly a fund of 2,000 crores. Plus, I think 200 crores that have been given in this budget. Is this fund available to the police as well to refurbish what they need to do to create more safety, more safety in the city?
Thank you very much, Ms. Gira. This fund, because it was not spent by the previous government, was lying basically wasted fund. So, considering that and making human safety as the priority, this money is to be used for the crisis centers. And there has been a specific order regarding that. If you heard the budget speech correctly, when 200 crore was issued, with that the word was that this is for crisis center. Women Crisis Center, which is basically connected to cases of rape, where there's an interaction between police, medical officers and also the NGOs. And for establishing that crisis center, apart from the fact that in railways, a special bogie with RPF constables which are going to be women, special bogies have been ordered. So there have been certain steps towards women's safety with the pathetic state of economic affairs. Only so much could be done this time and more is coming forward.
Thank you so much.
One thing I'm taking the opportunity since Mr. Bassi has talked about one helpline. In fact, I'm interacting with him on another issue, so I'm taking this opportunity to make it public today. We are working on another app which is Raksha, which I had already launched and prepared, and my team is also here, which had made Raksha before elections. Now we are just working on integrating that helpline. It's actually a smartphone app which is already registered with the Google Store and with even iPhone, Apple Store also. That we are trying to integrate with the police system. Because that app is actually giving 3 seconds of pressing of the volume button. You can simply send an SOS to the people concerned, and through the Google mapping, your identical location, it's not coordinates which are coming, but identical location is coming through Google mapping. We've already worked, and this is available. You can choose your family, friends, whoever, that the message will reach those people. But we thought maybe integrating it with the Delhi police and as a pilot, if I can make it applicable to NDMC.
Ms. Lekhi, at Flow Forum, we would like to spread this awareness. And
thank you very much. It's already available. Raksha is the name. So please download and experiment.
So 4,000 members of Flow can spread the word.
But you know, policing and the politician and the administration all need to work together to make a decent pilot project. So we are at it already.
So we are concluding this session with one last question, one-line answer to each of our panelists from us. If you have a wish list and you could tell the women of Delhi who are, constantly doing some headache or the other for you in some form or the other, what is that one thing you would like to tell the citizen, the denizen, the women denizens of the city के please आप ऐसे रहो या ऐसे करो या ऐसे मत करो, एक आपके मन में जो कुछ एक बात हो वो आप कह दीजिए. One line starting from Mr. Commissioner Mishra.
At least make your son a decent citizen.
Trust us, we are equally good and bad as you are.
Commissioner Hassan.
I would like to give feedback if no action has been taken at the police station.
A positive feedback.
Or negative or positive both.
Negative तो शायद मिल ही जाता होगा आपको.
Both.
And one last question as the prerogative of the president of this organization, and then we wind up.
Sir,
I'm so sorry.
See, आपकी सुरक्षा हमारी responsibility है.
बस देख रहे हैं आपको. Okay. We will now request the senior vice.
We are just take 2 minutes. We went and took forward what Mr. Basi had said. We have flowers. And we again request Abhagi first to give a bouquet of flowers to Meenakshi Lekhi. Please start. Can I invite Kusum Ansar ji to give a bouquet of flowers to the Commissioner of Police, Mr. B.S. Basi. Madhu Kanoria ji to please give the bouquet of flowers to Deepak Mishra ji, the Special Commissioner of Police.
And we just want to tell you on behalf of Flow that even though we may complain and come, we really think that we are safer because of you, Delhi Police. Thank you so much.
Can I request Archana Somani ji to give the bouquet of flowers to Shri Taj Hasan ji? Avarna Jain, up to please give it to DCP Varsha Sharma ji. Suniti Abhi, Pro member. Please give it to Vidushi Chaturvedi, Director Education. Yes, Mr. Basi, we are generating a lot of employment. As for what you said, we have the bouquets ready. Neera ji, may I request you also along with Sunit here?
She is there along with along with Sunit.
Along with Suniti to Vidushi.
Can I now invite
the sponsor for today's event?
Good afternoon. May I have your attention for a couple of minutes, please?
can I please request the press to just close the doors? The meeting will take a couple of more minutes before we finally close it down. Just give us a few more minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, dignitaries on the dais, and I'm grateful to Vicky Flo for allowing or giving us the opportunity to become part of this initiative. We have some silence, please. Thank you. I'll just take a couple of minutes, please. We talked today a lot about, building confidence, empowerment, the trust deficit, etc. All these things are important in various walks of life. And if I may add, we at GIA, we are a not-for-profit organization. We are a public benefit trust headquartered in the US. We are we employ about 700 people here in India, and we do training and education in gemology. The question and the request I have for all of us here, all of you here, is when you go out and buy jewelry, please ask questions. Have the confidence, ask the right questions, understand what you're buying to make sure that what you have is the correct piece of gem. Ask for bidding certificates. You all have a small slip. We'll be happy to come and do a session with for the members. If you would like to understand more about this, I know, and I don't want to take more of your time, but we'll be happy to come and do this some other time as well. So thank you all, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Can I invite Archana Garodia Gupta, Senior Vice President Pro, to give the vote of thanks to this very illuminating session today.
Good afternoon. This has been a wonderful session, and I think a very important meeting today, because we are addressing a core issue in women's empowerment, women's safety, without which all our other attempts at empowering women fail. Safety becomes the first and the most important thing that we have to see. It is a privilege to have such multifaceted and such wonderful panelists today. The task that the Delhi police is performing is amazing. Delhi is growing exponentially. Just recently, UN has declared that Delhi is the second most populous city in the world after Tokyo. So I think your job is becoming that much harder.
May I request silence in the audience, please, for the courtesy of the speaker? Thank you.
As Mr. Basi said, the increase in crime that we are seeing could be there due to greater reporting and not necessarily due to greater crime. But however, if the problem is there and with a greater population, you're going to have a greater problem. The role for the police, as we have learned from our session today, is one is, of course, policing, prevention, addressing the complaints, all of which I'm very pleased to see the use of technology that the Delhi police is saying, and I must appreciate that, because we are using helplines, we are using apps, we are using the web, and things like that will definitely make it much easier for the problems to be addressed and also complaints to be handled. One thing, I don't know, like New York drastically cut down its crime rate by having a zero tolerance policy, where very small crimes would be come down on very hard, so that those people would not have an opportunity to do greater crimes later. That I don't know what is the relevance of what we can do in Delhi on similar lines. I would like to thank Shri Basi for spending so much time with us and especially for the great initiatives that the Delhi police is taking to help women. I'd like to thank Shri Deepak Mishra ji and his communication with us that the Nirbhaya case did increase sensitization and attention on women's safety. I'd like to thank Shri Tariq Hassan, and we hope to cooperate a lot with you on the field of NGOs and flow feedback to you. And I'd like to thank Varsha Sharma ji, especially for our project together on training. I'd like to thank Nirupa Bharti, MD GIA, for sponsoring the program. Thank you so much.